Okay, let's see. Recording. Okay, awesome. So this time I am still recording, hopefully, and my microphone is turned on, which it apparently has not been for the last 2 attempts of recording this video. So as you can all clearly tell, I still maintained my amazing videography skills. Okay, so I'm interrupting the video because I talked about this way too late, and I know y'all are lazy and you're not going to watch the entire video, and I need to get this out in the beginning. So this is a game. I made this game. I made the art. I made the music for it. You can't hear the music for it. It's later on in the video if you want to do that. But it's a platformer, blah blah blah. It's called Toadstool Stomp. There's a link to it in the description if you want to play it. Yeah, that's all. But like, don't be dumb. Play my game. I made it. It's good. Look at all these cool levels. It's in beta version right now, so you could be a beta tester. I might put your name in the credits or something. I don't know. Yeah, just play the game. Bye. So I guess let's jump right into it. So I guess I'll start off with my computer. I got a new computer. Yeah, going lightning quick speeds. Probably the fastest computer in all of existence, honestly. So that's all for my computer story. I know, like, absolutely ravishing. You might have seen in my last video, if you watched it, which was 4 years ago, which is, oh yeah, I never said why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because it's been 4 years, and sometimes people think about me, I guess. Some people may be wondering where I am. Maybe I need to give an update to the masses. Or not wondering, but, occasionally people think back or, like, reminisce on older things, and I am an older thing at this point. So I decided to make a video telling y'all what I'm doing now, giving an update without braces, so that way now I sound, not terrible, and, like, you can understand me. Some life updates, I guess, just general life updates. 4 years ago is actually when I lost weight. I lost like 40 pounds over the course of like a year. So now I am considered skinny by everyone around me, which is weird because before I was like the fat person in my family, or at least I felt like I was the fat person in my family. Like, it's not like I was just like very big, but I had weight to lose, obviously, if I lost like 40 pounds. So, like, that's about it. I mean, I lost 40 pounds over the course of a year. That's all for like physical changes. I got a little bit stronger, I guess. I can do a one-arm push-up now. That's cool. That's fun. It's impressive, I guess. I am in a relationship now. I've been in this relationship for I actually got into it right after I lost weight. So 3 years. I've been in this relationship for 3 years now. We're planning on moving in together soon. Just gotta get my license and then I'll be able to move in. Hopefully, I get the job that I applied for recently and I'll be able to be making some good money. It pays like $12 an hour, which I know is not like, oh my gosh, $12 an hour? Wah! But that's the starting wage. Minimum wage in where I live is $7.25. Hasn't gone up much, so it's a good amount for where I live. So I'm happy with it. It'll be a nice amount, but that's only if I get it. But I think I will because it's my dad's friend that I applied for the job to, and I'm just really charming. I did get him to laugh actually. So the interviewer, because he was asking about allergies, and it's a cabinet place where I'm gonna be working on cabinets and stuff like that. And he was talking and blah blah blah. And he was like, "You allergic to anything?" And I was like, yeah, I'm allergic to like grass, but like nothing serious. I just might sneeze a little bit." He was like, "Nothing to send you to the hospital, though." And I was like, "No, no, not unless we're like working with cats or something like that." And he was like, "Huh, huh, huh, huh," you know. So I consider myself a bit of a comedian. He's not that old, but he takes well to old people humor. So you just gotta like find that lane. If you figure it out, then they'll be like, "Wow, this person's hilarious. Where'd they learn all these jokes from?" And you just gotta be like, "Nah, it's instinct, man. It's instinct. I'm just really funny." $12 an hour, nice. It goes up from there. Blah blah blah. It takes me out of state probably a couple times, but they should be covering my food, so that would be cool, and they should be covering my travel expenses. Uh, yeah, that's it for job, most interpersonal life thing. Aside from that, I was writing a book for 3 years because I was out of town, and that caused me to see this book that triggered this story into my head, and it was like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I was like, oh my gosh, a story. This sounds so cool. And then I look at the book, and it's nothing about that. It's not about the story that I thought it was about. And I was like, oh, has someone made a book about the story that I thought about? And no, they didn't. And I was like, dang. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make that book, and it's gonna be cool. And I started working on the story for it because I thought it was cool, and it was cool. But it definitely transformed a lot from what I initially came up with. So it's like completely different story now. But it's still a good story, and I still like it. And I was gonna write it as a book, and I was like, this story is like a love letter to myself. Like, it's everything that I love. But why would I write a love letter to myself? Because I don't know how to read. I can't read this. Why would I do that to myself? It's just cruel at this point. Like, it's like insulting yourself. It's like, here, I baked you this like walnut pie, but you have a like tree nut allergy or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I've been writing this for 3 years, not really writing it, but conceptualizing the story. I only have 2 pages written down after the 3 years that I spent writing this. So why don't I actually transform this into something enjoyable? Have you thought about making something enjoyable for once? And I was like, you know what? I could do that. I could make something I would like to read, or not read, but participate in. So, what is a format that I would love to participate in? I like manga. I'll read manga, or I think I also like manhwa, which is Korean. I like webtoons. Webtoons, they're like comics. Americans can make them whatever. They're not like comics necessarily. There's different formatting to them, but they're kind of like comics. They're basically comics. So I was like, what if I make my story into like visual format with a comic, so that way I can hide lore in the images? Because the problem I had with the book also was that you can't just have hidden lore in a book. Like, it's so much harder to make hidden lore for a book. Like, how do you secretly do something in a book that's hinted to? Like, how do you foreshadow in a book as well as you can in other formats? While in the book, you have to figure out, oh, okay, this is when this little bit of information is shared. In a game, it's like, it's up to the player to figure that out. Or in a comic, it's like you figure out where to put the information, but you don't have to draw attention to it with your words. In a book, everything you say has to be very intentional. So if you say something, it's going to stick out. I want my lore to not stick out, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be readily apparent. I want it to be something that you can make a theory about and piece the puzzle pieces together to get an overarching lore. The lore, there's the lore, and then there's the sub-lore. The sub-lore is the information about the world that the characters within it don't even know. They're not even aware that this part of the world exists. Besides maybe 1 or 2 of them, though. But, like, 1 or 2 of them can know about it, I guess. But that's what I want to do with my lore. And with a game, you can put it anywhere, and it's up to the player to find it. And it's like a sandbox experience for finding the lore and information of the world. So that's the cool thing about it, that I like. So I decided to turn my book of 3 years into a video game, just because I knew that my story is like a love letter to me, and I am not going to be able to read that love letter. So might as well put it into a format that I can enjoy it, that I'd want to enjoy it. Like after writing the book, I would never read it, if that makes sense. Just because it's not my cup of tea, and I'm making tea for me, so why be stupid? I should just be smart about it and make it in a way that I'd enjoy it. And the main way that I figured out that I'm just gonna turn it into a game, because like before it's like, how do you figure out that you're gonna turn something into a game? Like it's like, like how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna like figure out how to turn that into a game? Okay. So how I found out that I wanted to turn it into a game is I was watching a YouTube video on an RPG Maker, like the horror games that were made with it. And then I saw in my recommended a video about Undertale, and I was like, hey, I like Undertale. Oh my gosh, I can make a game. I can make a game. I can turn my story into a game. It won't be easy, but I can do it. And that's how I started on my game dev journey. And as you know, before, last time I was on the interwebs, I was promoting a creepypasta, and now I'm promoting a game, and it's not the game I decided to make, but it was a practice at learning how to make games. But yeah, things I've been doing, I made a game. Well, I made the beta of a game. Then I made a another game with a 52-part tutorial that I followed. Then I made art. I learned how to make pixel art, because that's the style of game that I'm wanting to make. I'm wanting to make a pixel art game. And then I made music for my game, and then I took all those skills together and I made my first full game, and I think it turned out nice, and it's linked in the description if you want to play it. But yeah, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. At the end, I think I'll play some of my music and just let the outro come, I guess. There's not really an outro for this, like I used to have or used to do, but just kind of the end of things, and I'll play it while I play some games or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that's all. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, just kind of posting this so that way any old friends or anything can reach out or say hi in the comments, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a while. Hope y'all's lives are going good. I miss some of y'all. It was nice talking. Being friends, whatever. But I hope everything's going good for you and you're having a good life. Yeah. Bye.